Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. The last 24 hours have been a literal roller coaster for the zombies community, where just a few hours ago the community was riding on a massive high. It has now seemingly flipped on its head in a major way, and the reason why definitely deserves a closer look and an extended discussion. So without further ado, let's kick things right off with our first story of the day. To begin, a bit of background. Yesterday, Treyarch released a new major zombies patch that we covered in yesterday's video, which I would definitely recommend you check out if you want to get a sense of just how much this story has evolved in the last 24 hours. Along with that new zombies patch, Treyarch announced that new double XP and double weapon XP bonuses are now live within Zombies in Cold War and will be running for quite some time until November 30th. Now this was of course very exciting news considering how long it actually takes to level weapons up and just level up in general in this game. So when the patch first went live, Zombies players began to figure out that Treyarch changed something that wasn't actually in the patch notes. And what they changed was the base weapon XP progression that you get from playing zombies, and they upped it by a significant amount. Last night and this morning, people were hopping into zombies, leveling up their weapons like crazy, like you see in this gameplay. There's only one reason to ever use a sniper in Cold War Zombies, and that's because you just want to level it up, have some fun. Best time to do that was when there was double weapon XP. So the zombies community was reinvigorated, super excited to play the mode. I saw people hopping in from multiplayer playing zombies for the first time, having a blast. And it was one of those kind of rare times in the zombies community where everybody collectively took a step back and said, Treyarch, thank you for listening to our concerns. This is awesome. We're having a lot of fun. Those in this community and a lot of us that could see the writing on the wall, that this massive increase to progression that Treyarch just implemented, which while extremely fun to play, in the back of our minds was thinking, man, this progression is crazy fast. This almost seems too good to be true. Well, like the harbingers of doom, it seemed like that's exactly what happened today, where Treyarch released a new patch into Cold War Zombies where they changed progression, saying this. They addressed an issue that allowed players to earn more weapon XP than intended in Zombies during double weapon XP events. This fix includes a new general weapon XP tuning, which will result in faster overall weapon leveling in Zombies. Which, at first glance, doesn't sound too bad, does it? They addressed the issue of more weapon XP being given to players than intended, which we could kind of see coming, and as an added bonus, they actually increased the base weapon XP rates from what they were pre-Nuketown patch. Awesome, right? Well, players started to hop in-game post-patch, and guys that have played this game for like days at this point immediately started to notice something. That weapon XP now in Zombies with double XP turned on seems to be at or even below the rate that you were gaining it before the Nuketown patch. That again, even with double XP turned on, it felt like you were leveling weapons in Zombies slower than ever. Whereas on the multiplayer side, you play one round of Dirty Bomb and you're leveling up your weapons like it's a bad habit in like 15-20 minutes. Whereas you can spend an hour and a half, 2 hours getting to a high round in Zombies and only see like a quarter or less of the same progression. It is ridiculous, and some of the largest people in this community with the largest followings, the Zombies YouTubers, the streamers, were quick to call Treyarch out on it. And it got to the point that people were saying, okay guys, slow down. This is clearly a bug once again. They boosted progression super high, then they reversed whatever they did, and now it's bugged again to be super low. So expect somewhere in the middle. Treyarch's gonna work on fixing it, right? Well, it seems like we have a response from Treyarch themselves about that, and it's none too optimistic on that front. Where over on the COD Discord server, the community manager responded to concerns about weapon progression that people were posting up there, saying this, quote, I spoke with our team, and XP is now operating as intended. When you go from bugged, very fast XP gain to new, faster than launch XP gain, it will always feel slow. We're also still tuning and reviewing. Meaning, as Big Zombies YouTubers Mr. Waffle Waffle said it perfectly, This new slow weapon XP earn rate is intentional, not a new bug. Double XP is apparently working perfectly fine for the rate they want us to earn at. While taking a look at everybody's opinion on these recent changes to the zombies progression over on Twitter, on Reddit, in the comments of my recent videos, of which I read every single one, it seems to me that the reason why people in the general zombies community are so upset about this change is it kind of feels like zombies is being slighted once again, right? It kind of feels like we're being reduced once again to the third game mode that isn't really worth a second thought, that hey, those zombies players don't really deserve the same rate of progression as the people playing the bare bone, the most important part of our game, multiplayer, do. To me, it seems like it was that reason why people were so excited yesterday, because it finally felt like there was parity between the two modes in terms of time investment and progression gain rate, while now that the inverse is true, it seems like people's reactions to it are both predictable and warranted. Now, of course, the current rate of progression in zombies is where Treyarch wants us to be right now. It doesn't mean that's where it's going to be in the future. Us making noise about this issue, bringing it up, talking about it, why we feel like it's not exactly fair, is the reason why Treyarch apparently has decided to increase base zombies progression compared to what it was pre-launch. And they say in their statement, we're also still tuning and reviewing, so we can confidently say that they're still working on this, and us kind of standing up for the zombies community in this way might help sway them to continue to make some positive changes on this front in the future. And while we as a zombies community may feel slighted about this now, remember, this is Treyarch we're talking about. After Black Ops 4, when everybody considered Treyarch down and out in terms of the zombies mode, they proved us wrong. Hard stop by coming out with Cold War Zombies, it being with its core mechanics one of the best zombies modes we've ever had. Now all it needs is content and actual, genuine, positive support from Treyarch that while it might seem like they screwed up now, I know they will deliver to us in the future. And now moving on to our second story, Treyarch made another change to zombies that wasn't listed in the patch notes yesterday that a lot of people were bringing up as a positive change. So after all that negative, let's roll in with a bit of positive here, and that is that they did change the camo progression for launchers in this game, like the M79, from upwards of like 750 multi-kills with it to get the camo to a more reasonable 50. So if you're working on camo progression for those launchers, definitely go ahead and take a look at your progress now. If it's actually above the bar like you see in this picture, get one more multi-kill with it, get one more whatever you need to complete that challenge, and it will automatically complete for you. Next up, one of the most exciting aspects of the Cold War Zombies storyline is its continuation in some way, shape, or form from the Aether storyline, which we've known and loved throughout zombies history. And the biggest way in which that's continuing is in the form of the character of Samantha Maxis. And while we saw her make an appearance in the intro cutscene to Die Maschine and in some intel on the map, it seems like her role will be continued to be expanded upon in the future, with her voice actor giving out an interview that contains a lot of really awesome nuggets to it, where she talks about thinking that the character of Samantha Maxis and the Aether storyline was totally finished, totally done at the end of Black Ops 4, and then kind of having her mind blown as it was revealed that it's going to continue in some form. She said this: finished Black Ops 4 and the story had been tied up and that was it. Then I was told by my agent that I had a booking session to go to the studio, and it was for Samantha Maxis. She continues, I was honored that they not only respect the continuity of character, that they continued the storyline of Samantha Maxis, and that they would continue to let me play her, but that they would trust me with her as an adult. She of course played a younger Samantha Maxis in prior games. But of course with this interview, many of us in the zombies community are wondering if they tapped the voice actor of Samantha Maxis to continue her role in Cold War Zombies. There is one other person that in the zombies storyline she escaped into this universe with, and that is none other than a younger Edward Richtofen. While he hasn't been explicitly mentioned yet, it's implied that old Tricky Rick himself is in this universe of zombies in some way, shape, or form. But we do have an update from the voice actor of Richtofen himself, Nolan North, about his status in this game, where he said this.
And I want to talk to all the fans of Dr. Edward Richtofen. He's certainly one of my favorites, and he was always a crowd pleaser, wasn't he? Ha ha ha! But he's not in the next Call of Duty. Nein, he is not. And I am not happy. I blame Dempsey.
So according to Nolan North, his version of Richtofen won't be making an appearance in this game, but I wouldn't say that discounts Richtofen from making an appearance at all. Remember, they used a new voice actor for Woods in this game. After continuing with James C. Burns for so many years, they decided to drop him for this game, get a new voice actor. For what reason, no one really knows, but that is to say they very well could do the exact same thing with Edward Richtofen here in Cold War Zombies. To find out, because you know we'll be talking about it as soon as we know, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hey, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video if you did enjoy it, because that wraps up today's vid, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Kind of trying times here in the Zombies community to a certain degree. I love seeing how everybody unites around the same cause to say, Treyarch, we love ya, but we do expect continuing improvements and changes in the future. But I do want to thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace.